Well, for our 350k and under cash cows, we have a lot more information following these team lists. So I wanted to come back in and give my updated thoughts on the guys that should be in your side and those that you can contemplate. And I think there's probably 4 or so guys in this list that you just need to lock and load, and then the rest you can decide. There's a few different types of styles and options that you can take. The guys that I haven't put any comment on down here, guys that I think you can probably leave out at this point and, or have already played. And I did slot in a few of the guys there that have already played, obviously. And, Jack Cole, I think I might have missed off the list, but if you do own him, then you're just holding until he doesn't keep his spot on the side. So up top, guys, Pete Mamouzelos, the bench looks pretty good for him for now. So I'm personally happy with locking and loading with him. And very similar with Tom Duffy. We do see Jake Clifford actually in the emergencies. So does that just mean that Duffy is ahead at this point? All of the recent news has pointed to the fact that he has got the spot, which is pretty cool. And guys, if you are interested in subscribing, that would be awesome, to the YouTube and also to the podcast. Either way, that would be amazing. Thank you. So those two guys, I think you can lock and load. I feel like you can play Duffy this week as well. Same with Mamouzelos. Make sure you play him, definitely. And then Duffy is up to you on that one. But I think I'll look to play him myself. And you will get my team revealed tomorrow, guys. So, today, actually, by the time this one posts. So lock and load. Get excited for that one. Sandon Smith, he's had good scores in the past. And he likely goes back to it. The goal kicking. Nothing has changed on my thoughts around Sandon. He should do okay. We get to see on Thursday night. Excited to see it all happen. Will I play him? I'm not sure. Unlikely at this stage. Rob Toya, same squad, same team. Back to talent, in my opinion there with him. I think you play him or Purdue or both now that Stafford Toa is out. So that's the frustrating one with Stafford. There's definitely some position risk. I think I've got this in the wrong person. I think that's for Hubner. Some position risk when Aiken returns. That was for Hubner. I don't know what I did on that one. Anyway, so back to talent, I think, for now. Hard to know if he's going to come out and kill it, for sure, with Rob Toya. But it's a risk that I think you can take. And centre is a pretty tough spot right now, so I think you can easily slot him in. Tamale, points on the board early. He's a jet. I think you look to push to get him next week, to be honest with you, on that one there. Yeah, I don't know what I think I just wrote some extra on the Toya one. Scratch that. Nawangi Tawaze, really solid pick at the moment. 350k is a little bit of a frustrating one. He is a pretty good wing fullback option. He's just more expensive. There's a couple of guys down there in Munro and Tass, who Tass is going to end up with that duel there as well. He's got the wing spot with goals likely. He's going to be okay. He's the in-between price in the 325s. And then you've got Munro at 300, who is the cheapest wing fullback option that's actually got to start. So those three, I think there'd be a bunch of people out there that would be trying to get one of those three. And I completely understand, and it's just hard to know which player is going to come out and do really well from the start. Mark and Tass can have the dual position. Munro doesn't, but he's the cheapest. He's on the back of a back line that's going to be pretty good when Latrell's there, but Latrell's not there at the moment. So that's where a lot of people have fallen off the Munro and Tass train. And for people that are saying that he averages over 35 when he plays big minutes, yeah, he does. And it wasn't last year when he played centre, which he did the 2 years prior, and his wing stats are really poor. So that's where the worry is with Tass, and you're not getting him at 250. If you're getting him at 250, I think we slot him in, and that would be fine. But at the moment, it's definitely a bit of a risk. So yeah, unsure how we're going to play that one. Stafford Toa, he likely returns in round 2. I still think he's a great option. It's just annoying this week. So yeah, do you leave him in your side just in the anticipation of him playing next week, or do you just leave him out for now, pick the other cheapies that are on par and available, and then go from there with him? And then Jackson Purdue, he's an easy guy to switch to. Stafford Toa to Jackson. He definitely has a worse, or not a great draw early, a worse draw than some of these cheaper options for sure. And there's some position risks, but he's a gun. And we are seeing Zach Labour, I just saw from the Cowboys Instagram, saying that he's going to be available and playing in their Q Cup side this week. So that's good news. And I'm excited to see that one for Zach Labour. And hopefully we can have a bunch of good players out there for the Cows doing good things. Whether it's going to be in Q Cup or having that depth, I think is really, really helpful. Riley Smith, I think I'm tempted just to back the talent. Do you start with him now? Do you use him as if you need to drop down to a cheapie? Then he could be the guy that comes in. Eels are screaming for a good 9. I have him as a better pick than Owen Paddy because I think Starling is better than Brendan Hands and provides a different type of service, whereas Riley he hasn't played too many cup games and is obviously a youngster similar to Owen Paddy. But I think that him being promoted into this starting 17 is great news, and I wonder how long it's going to be before he gets the 9 jersey or he gets 30 minutes and makes some cash. So if you want to slot him in at 230, if you want that extra 20k or it fits your side, then I think there's no problem starting with him, but you could also wait very, very comfortably. Jamie Humphries, the GOAT. He's got my name, so I think I have to start with him. I think he scores really, really well with some risk, though. Obviously, with Dodd taking his spot, with you got Sullivan on there on the 14. I don't know if that's going to do anything, but he's been named there at 7. I think he does well. How long he gets in this side in his preferred spot in the halves, I don't know, but I think taking the risk is completely fine. But it is 350, it's not 250, and there are a fair few cheapies, as you can see here. Corey Pakes, 300k, he's got the duel. I think he's fine, but just don't like the bench set up at all with Walters there, and could easily play 50 minutes, 40 minutes. We've seen split games, 40-40 at times for their hookers in games, but that was with a different coach, so I'm unsure how it's going to play out. Walters obviously covers plenty of spots as well, and apparently Pakes is, he's got the duel as well, so he can cover a few as well. Royce Hunt, he likely has 5 to 10 points of value, but is it exciting? No. Is it definite? No. So up to you, 275. Yongi is a gun. Get him in. Shibasaki, I think it's hard to take at the moment with 300k, centre only. Spot's not 100% certain, but from what we've heard, Mariner was behind him. And Mariner is taking Staggs' spot for this next little period. So maybe Shibasaki keeps the position there. And if you do need a centre, I think he should score solidly. But I have him as a better buy in Supercoach at 232. Jack Kosefsky, Pika is on the bench. It's pretty yucky, that's for sure. And actually, shout out to Alex Twal. A lot of people are mentioning him, a few people are mentioning him as their under the radar pick. His stats are awesome when he plays 13 and gets big minutes. We know that. We just don't know how many minutes he's going to get. And he's personally not a pick I could take, but if you want to take the risk on Twali, we know that if he gets the minutes, he'll score well. So shout out to Twal and the people that are interested in him. Didn't mention him in my video yesterday, so there you go. But yeah, Krasevsky to no with Piku on the bench, in my opinion. Pretty yucky. Lockie Hubner, really good Q Cup record. He's up there near the 50 mark for a bunch of years in a row now. He was really good in the South Charity Shield. He had 40 in about 50 minutes. He definitely has mins risk and the position risk. And as I said earlier, when Rob Toya in the wrong spot, that Hubner, we're unsure where he's going to be when Aiken does return in like around 3 or 4. So he could be an early season cashy, and that going from there, we might see him in lower minutes, or we don't know. Like Arrow could move once Aiken goes, and yeah, we could also see a change on game day. We don't know with Hubner, but he's very cheap and has good stats to boot in Q Cup. So he's a guy you can easily take a flyer on. And then just some of the other cheapies there available. Siwa Wong, now he's on the bench. Less interest for some people, I would imagine. You can still take him, but I don't know how many minutes it's going to be. Is it going to be 30, 33, 28, 40? Don't know. Geimer, really like him as a player, but minutes we're not sure. Again, it could be in the 30s with that bench. I think that's a decent shout. Kurt Donahue, not too much to say on him, given he's going to be the 14, but minutes-wise, I still see him getting on there for a decent amount, given his improvement over the last year. But is it going to be enough for him to score well? I'm not sure, but if you want to take him, that's fine as well. Owen Paddy, we spoke about last week. He came out with a 20-minute game. He should increase that slowly. Blake Steep, 20 to 30-minute role, you'd imagine. Probably scores okay. But again, it could be like a Valmarga, where he only got like the 14 minutes, and then Halasima as well. So they're all the options heading into round 1 TLTB. Plenty going on, for sure. You got Fogarty as well with the Roosters that we're less interested in. Just haven't seen anything of him yet, and we'll wait to see how that one plays out. But which combination of cash cows, how many all these questions are something you do need to go and answer. And I did put the rankings of all these cash cows in the private group and discussing who I think are the best and how many I'm looking to take and how many you should take and all this kind of stuff. And I will be posting my team later today, but it's changes and flexibility across the week. So if you want to see everything, all the moves that I make, I'll put it in. I've got a section there where I can just type on WhatsApp and you can see exactly what I'm doing as it happens. So I'll make the move, I'll pop it in that chat. Thanks so much, guys. That's the cash cows heading into round one. We won't be discussing these guys anymore until it goes into the straight buy, hold, sell video and we get into a nice routine next week. So expect a good routine and wish you guys all the best of luck heading into this round one. My team's coming out later. Hope you're excited for it. I'm excited to get this round one cranking and have 6 games of footy on the weekend. It's going to be so much fun.